Tracy.
Oh, y'all dancing. Hey, hey.
Yo. Hey, ladies.
Hey.
So if for our regular, what is it? Group of folks, we got a new friend today, Tracy. A new friend. Us about Married at First Sight. Hi, Tracy.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. How you doing?
Hi, Tracy.
Should I introduce you to Chris?
Yes. Sure. I'd love to hear this intro.
No, Tracy is
Bitch, I know you. Hey, girl.
Tracy is. Remember, she used to be my writing partner like years ago. You know, she got skills too. She can write too. But you know, we've been friends. We've been book club friends for what, 20 years now?
Mm-hmm. Over 20 years.
20 years. And you know Chris, Mr. Actor. I think this is your first time meeting him, right?
Yes, this is our first time. I'm a fan of the show. Whatnot. So I feel like I'm part of the family.
We're looking forward to
we got her into it. We got her into Married at First Sight because she wasn't watching it at first. So what are your impressions of it?
Well, but first, hold on. Before we get in, we got to give Tracy her props. Tracy is the master quintessential celebrity stylist to the star.
Wait, what?
Okay, come on, Tracy. Go on. We're gonna give you a minute to shine. Tell us a little bit about yourself. Tell the people the Still Dope family.
Give us like my elevator pitch. So I'm Tracy, y'all. So nice to be here with the Still Dope fam. I've been with Still Dope since day one. Just want y'all to know I'm an avid fan. So my background was in retail originally. That got me into fashion for obvious reasons. And I've been working in retail since I was in high school. Then I got into luxury retail, which led me to become a personal shopper and a stylist. And it just all evolved. It was a beautiful evolution. I have some really excellent clients, people that you've heard of, people you've never heard of. And I'm completely happy being in the background with it. I like to collect the check in the background. So that's kind of how I like to style things. So, but yeah, definitely.
She always
stands out. You've heard of my clients.
She always stands out. Tanya, thank you, because I wasn't even gonna ask her. I just totally was flying into something else, and you, True Dog, came and said, let that girl have her shine. Thank you.
Because she's an Aries. So Tanya's an Aries.
And the same birthday. Same birthday.
So you already know.
Oh,
yeah. We're vibing.
April 8th, we will. All day.
Coming soon.
Coming up.
All right, people. So everybody watched last night. We got opinions and conversations to start. I want to start with, because that's why I invited Tracy. I want to start with Olajuwan and Katina, because she had some interesting takes, and I can't wait for you guys to hear it. And she was trying to tell me some more last night. I was like, no, I don't want to hear it.
Go.
So as for last night, Tracy, what do you think about last night?
So I'm going to put the disclaimer out there. I may have some unpopular opinions here, but I personally feel like Olajuwan gets a little bit railroaded. And before y'all start ripping on me, I'm gonna tell you why.
Okay.
I'm gonna tell you why. Because from day one, Olajuwan has said, "This is what I want. X, Y, Z. This is what I want. This is what I expect." Now, are his standards a little bit? Are they a little antiquated? Yes, they are. But don't sleep on antiquated, because if you look at these young people, just go on Instagram, go on Facebook, go on Twitter, they're acting the hell up right now. So they don't understand what relationships really are. And so they're in that age group. For him to say, okay, I want a wife that does things with me. I want a wife to do adventurous things with me. I want a wife to be domesticated with me. I feel that his personality type as an alpha, and Tanya, you're alpha like me. So, we're just going to say what it is. He's saying what a lot of men are thinking. And that's the problem that we're having with Olajuwan, is that he's saying what a lot of men have on their mind as far as what they really want. And instead of it being in their house, private, or it being in a relationship, and then this man thinking, well, damn, I've been gone all evening and clean up, and then come home and not say anything to you about it, but kind of simmer in the background, he's either going to resent you or he's going to leave. I'd rather you come to me. Now, I might have to lay hands on you for your delivery, but thank you for telling me that, because that's all I'm saying.
No, go ahead. No, I'm just letting you know. I'm ready to. When you go ahead. That's how we go. Go ahead. Keep on.
So that's just the way I feel about it. I do feel that some of the points he's making, although it's messed up, he called her lazy. He said that she does not like to cook, or she doesn't understand the assignment sometimes, which is why he talks to her like she's 5, because she doesn't understand the assignment. He be talking to her, you look in her face, and she's like a deer in the headlights. So if you go to the grocery store, right, and you're not experienced in that area, she's a foodie, right? Her job, or whatever her Instagram job is, you like to go out to eat. Okay, your favorite meal is chicken cordon bleu. Google it, sis. Like, look it up. Find out what the ingredients are. It might taste like trash, but don't come back with like bread and a tomato. Like, that's not grocery shop. I agree with him. Like, I agree with him. I do.
Okay, Chris.
Now, I agree with. I don't know about railroading. I think first of all, when they got married, and he's like, do you cook? And she was like, no. He's like, that's okay. We can work on that.
He did say that.
He did say that. 1. 2, the way he talks, there's a way that he can communicate that to her, like Steve does, in a loving or more mature way of saying, hey, this is what I need and what I'd like. Not that you're bad for not giving me what I want. If she says, I'm willing to work on that and try to do that, that's one thing. But the way he goes about it is just, he's young. And the bottom line for me, that was exemplified by last night's episode, is that brother, as I said from the beginning, that brother is terrified. He's terrified. He's looking for anything that's even something he can grab onto. Oh no! See! Oh no! I'm done. He is. So
Are you talking
afraid.
About the app?
Yeah, but he is so. Yes, but he is so afraid of being in this committed relationship, and him also having to step up and being the husband he's supposed to be, because she hasn't demanded anything of him yet. Really, she hasn't said, you know what? I need you to do this. I need you to do this. It's all been him saying that. She has been like, let me see, who you are and this, that, and the other. But he's been demanding things of her. She hasn't really demanded anything of him. And I think he is completely terrified and looking for any excuse to put a chink in the armor. Go, Shahida.
Okay, to your point, Tracy, when you were saying that he says what every guy thinks. I just want to ask Jabril real quick what he wants from a woman. Just 3 things. Just 3 things.
Jabril.
All right, get in here. Just 3 things that you want out of a woman.
3 things?
Yeah.
Be careful now.
Like, I want like a partnership. I don't want to feel like I'm doing everything. It's all on me the whole time. Like, we go do something. Yeah, I understand, like, men are supposed to be providers and I'm supposed to pay. But I don't want to be paying all the time. I don't want to drain my bank account taking care of this girl. One, I can hardly take care of myself now. So
two.
And
like, does it matter if she can cook? She's a
yes,
big
it matters if she can cook. You think this body built itself? I gotta eat something, and I'm tired of cooking for myself. Chris, you know, that's why I eat out so much. I'm tired of cooking.
Okay. 3. What's the third thing?
And the third thing is, she gotta relax. Like you can't just be like up my back all the time. Like, where you going? Who you with the boys? I'm not doing nothing. Chris, you see them memes online when they're like, "Oh, I ask you where you at," and your boys are doing something stupid. Like you're not really doing nothing you're not supposed to be doing. Like
Patrice O'Neill said, a man wants to be left alone, but not lonely.
Oh, I've heard something like that.
I think I heard that.
Yeah, I want you to go around, just not in the same room.
Exactly.
All right, thank you, sir.
Like that.
I just wanted to see what I feel it's basically the same thing. Things haven't changed, and I get what he wants, what Olajuwan wants. My thing is his delivery, and I also feel because he's young and he's like, oh, I want somebody to cook and I want somebody to clean. It might not be to your liking. What, the level that you want it to be, that's on you. And if you don't like it, then you step up and you be that person. You be the cleaner, you be the cook. I mean, my father has, as long as I've known him, he has never not did the grocery shopping. My mother does not do grocery shopping. And, that's an all day thing with granddaddy. It's real, but that's what he was good at. So then what is normally a woman's role became his role. That's what he does.
Yeah, but granted.
So I don't even think this is about gender roles or anything. And I just want to preface this by telling the audience, like, I don't think it is. I'm going to tell you what I think it's about.
What he's saying you don't think he's putting her in a gender role that she should be the one to come home and cook and clean?
I think it's about the partner. So I think part of it is about the partnership. And I think the other part of it is he likes to test people. So that's the other thing I was saying. Like Olajuwan sets up all these little landmines. And he wants to see, like, if you trip the landmine, are you going to respond? So he's playing a damn game this whole time, that's what I don't like about Olajuwan.
Because he's terrified. He's terrified.
And I'm sure that's why. But
let Tanya go.
Go, Tanya.
Yeah, go ahead, Tanya. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Tanya. She has the first, like the screen behind us is like.
You've been so patient.
She has been. She's like, go, boo.
Go ahead, Tanya.
Can we stop giving this dick fucking excuse after excuse for being a complete fucking dick? He's a fucking grown ass man. I'm tired of he's young. No, he's not. He's in his 30s. He says it himself. I'm a grown man. I'm this. I own my house. I got no debt. I paid off my bills. I got a good job.
Those are good things.
He's a whole grown ass man. He's just a fucking dick.
He isn't grown. We're just saying with age becomes some maturity. He's still young. At 29, I was still making bad decisions.
He's a dick. He's just a dick.
He's only 29. He's only 29.
I don't care. He's a dick.
What I'm saying is
the way he talks. Let me just make this very clear. If Katina off the rip got in his ass, he would be talking to her in the tone that he talks to her on a regular. He does that because he can. He's a classic emotional verbal abuser. It's the same with physical abuse. You let a man do it to you one time, same with cheating. A motherfucker will cheat on you, and if he apologizes and you keep him, he knows he can do it again and again because you're going to keep on letting him do it. He does that shit because he can. And he's a liar because he straight up lied. I got notes. When he said he won't point the finger so fast when he was trying to work with her. I won't be so quick to point the finger so fast. But he dead ass got up at that dinner and called her ass out. A man, a real grown ass man, would have been like, I'm gonna let this go. I'm gonna enjoy this dinner, and I'm not gonna put my wife on blast. I'm gonna handle this when we get home. That's what real men do. That's what grown folks do. What did he do? He sat at the table, brought it up, and then looked at her and said, "Do you want me?" Asked her, "Do you want me to talk about it? Do you want me to say what it is?" Don't no real man do that shit. If he had the balls enough to bring it up, he should have spilled all that tea on the table. He's a punk ass bitch. I don't like him. I didn't like him from the jump. I don't like him now. I wish the only thing I wish for Katina was for Katina when she was taking off that mic, I was ready for her ass to go ham on him. She should have went to the left on him. She punked out. I'm done. I'm done with both of them. She lets him walk all over her, and I'm done with them. I'm done with him. No one can say anything about him. He's scared. He's this, he's that. He is a classic dick. And this whole talking in third party, when he talks, I mean, did anybody else pick up on that? Like he's always talking about himself in third party. Like, as your husband, he wants you to do this. And you as the wife, Negro, just talk to her. I'm sick of them. I'm done. And I'm done. I'm done with the show. I'm done with the show. I've said it on Twitter. I'm done.
Here's one thing. This is the lens I'm looking from. I'm married, right? I've been married for over 20 years. I have 3 children, ages 20 to 29. I have 2 sons. If my son brought Katina home or my daughter brought Olajuwan home, I'd be like, get them the fuck out my house. Both of those. Both of them. They're both not the people I would want from my kids. Neither one of them.
Definitely
do they work together?
Work with her. I could definitely. If one of my sons.
No, don't bring her over here.
One single.
Don't bring her over here.
Why, Tracy? Why don't you like her?
It's not that I don't like her. I feel like you have to compartmentalize what Olajuwan says. He says a lot of reckless stuff, but some of the things that he's saying about Katina are not that far off the mark. So when I look at her response on camera, and she may be doing something else off camera, when I look at even her presentation, like how sometimes her clothes are messy. She doesn't like groom her hair the way that she probably could. I'm just like, sis, what is it you do? And at one point he was just like, you work from home, but I'm not sure because I don't really see you. I feel like she came out of her mom's house and she's immature. He doesn't see her. He's like, I don't know what the work is that you do.
Then work with her. Why doesn't he work with her? I said this last week. We all knew that, everybody knew that she lives at home with her mother. Like, she's a foodie. That's what she does. She has a job. She goes out to eat all the time and Instagrams it. That's what she do. That's what she does. That's what a lot of these young kids
do. I don't think that's her real job, though. I think she has another job.
She works for the state. She works for the state of Massachusetts. She works for the pension fund of Massachusetts, because she said it at the wedding, because not only does Olajuwan also work for the state, his brother and his other friend works for the state. And she said, I can work with you when you're ready to retire, work on your pensions. So it ain't like she's got some dumbass job. But at the end of the day, she's not used to going food shopping on a regular basis because she's out eating all the time. So when she came home, like I said last week, when she came home with the bread and the milk and the water, as a spouse, instead of berating her, if you're so used to, because if I'm used to doing that, going out and doing my own food shopping, and I'm with somebody that necessarily has never done that, and they brought that home, I'd be like, I might be a little annoyed, but I'm not going to go off. This is what I signed up for. And I would be like, okay, so let's go shopping. Next time, food shopping, let's go together. And what do you like? What do I like? This is what we get. So and so. Sometimes I shouldn't say the word, but sometimes you got to train a person. If they don't know no better, sometimes you got to.
He's trying to train her.
Yeah, but he does not give her the benefit of the doubt of like maybe not being able to understand whatever. If she's like, even with the app thing last night, saying, okay, you know what? This may be an issue with me. So let me sit on it until we have a chance to talk about it. He was waiting
at the table.
waiting for it. And she's not that. I mean, I believe her when she's like, I haven't even looked at that app for whatever amount of time. And
I believe her.
I have apps on my phone.
Chris, because she willingly gave him her phone without even thinking.
Exactly.
He literally said, "Can I see your phone?" And she's talking to somebody else, giving it to him. She wasn't checking it. She willingly gave him that.
So she had something to hide.
Yeah.
If she had something to hide, she would not give that brother his phone. So he doesn't give her the benefit of the doubt for anything. Even like the grocery shopping. Yeah. If she comes home with a loaf of bread and this and the other, I'd be like, really? Okay, well, look, let's go shop. You know, you may not know, but now you'll know. But you don't I can't believe you did that. That's his energy is like, you come home with this? What kind of woman comes home with he doesn't give her any cushion at all to be like, okay, all right, look, just like you talked about
the training. Someone who picks up a little quicker on things. That's what I think.
But I think she's been doing that recently. She was cooking.
Yeah, she does everything that he says.
She's been cooking in the morning for breakfast.
When you say that, has that blank look on her face, and she explained it last night. She doesn't react right away. She lets you have your say, and I think when she's doing that, when she's looking at him and he's talking, she's just taking it all in. She's because she's not looking like, okay, I'm not going to combat anything he says. I'm not going to argue about what he says. I'm just going to take it in, and then we'll talk later. But she did also say that she could also be the other person that just wants to go, tit for tat. I think that's why she has, I think she's really contemplating what comes out her mouth, so as not to be rude and nasty. And to me, I'm like, he should be grateful for that, because it seems like every time he finds her at fault for something that she does or didn't do, he tries to bring down her womanhood. He attacks her womanhood. It's not like, oh, you know what, you didn't bring this here or whatever. It's like, what type of woman are you? It's really, to me, character assassination, how he does slowly.
So at what point do you think that the specialists are failing them? Because they've had the Reverend in, they've had Dr. Viviana in, and Dr. Viviana kind of tried to steer him in the right direction, but she wasn't as hard on Olajuwan as she was on Lindsey.
Well, let's just call it.
Lindsey's a runaway train. I mean, Lindsey, there's no help in Lindsey. She's just, you can tell her whatever you want. That's a whole nother story. But with Olajuwan, I'm telling you, he's so afraid of not him maybe having to step up, but because she hasn't demanded anything of him, really. We haven't heard him say, you're not doing, I need you to do this, or I need you to do that, or I need a man who does this, or whatever.
I think that's another one of his tests. I really do. I think that's another one of his tests. Like he pushes until she gets to a point where she breaks. And then he's like, yeah, I really like that. He's sick. Don't get me wrong. He is a very twisted individual, but that's what he does. He pushes until then she makes a reaction, which is very unhealthy, terrible way to enter a relationship. But that's kind of the ebb and flow of what we're seeing with this couple. And that's how it's going to be if they remain married. And the way I feel is they'll stay together, they'll marry, and that marriage will not last long term. It's not sustainable. It's not sustainable because he has all the control.
He's so scared. He's fucking petrified. He's petrified. He does not know how to be in a relationship if it's not. Even I bet you, if she starts cooking, cleaning, taking care of everything, he's gonna find something else. He's gonna, just like you say, he sets the traps. He's gonna find something that she's, you know what? I need you to be taller. She's. I want to have kids who are athletic kids,
so
and
if the app was on Olajuwan's phone, would y'all be backing him up against Katina?
I would listen to what he had to say. I mean, because legit, there are things on your phone sometimes that you have totally forgotten about. And it could happen. And it's something easy to check too, right? I think you could go to the app and it could tell you the last time the person.
Last time you were on, right.
So it's easy to verify, not something that you just lose your shit over and degrade somebody because, again, he attacked her womanhood. You're my wife. You're my own,
in public. That's the other thing.
That was not good.
You can do. He's doing all that bullshit in private, but you don't air your fucking laundry like that in front of everybody and make them. He's sitting there like this, and she's like, I don't even know what the fuck's wrong. Now, if he had said something before and said, yeah, hey, Katina, I'd like to talk to you about something later, she at least is prepared for some shit going down. Like, I don't know what it is, but I know he's upset about something. So she can be like, I don't know what the fuck's going on. See,
I remember she said too at the table, you were just holding my hand and kissing me a second ago. Right. So, he was playing and I never really thought that, okay, maybe he's playing games. I mean,
he's definitely playing games.
I know he did say that, but I just didn't think that he was really that immature to keep doing these, like, I want to see if you love me. Do this test. I want to see if you love me. Do this. I didn't think he was that immature, but obviously maybe he is. But I just know that his reactions to things is very immature. How he treats her, to me, is quite disgusting. So, and I mean, I feel for her, she deserves so much better. But I do know that they're going to stay together.
I don't think so. And he is playing games because that you're right, Shahida, in that he was like, when Katina was like, we were just kissing and holding hands. Did you not peep when they were sitting at the table after he brought all that bullshit up? And then when she's like, I'm ready to go. Mm-hmm. And then when they were all leaving, what does he do? He stands up. Now he stands up and he puts his arm out like this, like for her to clutch his arm. And she just was like, nah, we're good with that. And she started walking. And I'm saying to myself, now, what kind of crazy are you that you can basically disrespect me at the table? And Chris, you're absolutely right. I don't care if we just started dating a week ago. If we go out in public or if we're at the house and we're amongst friends or family members, please believe me, it is the kiss of death if you try to bring up anything like that in front of other people and you blindside me, we're done. There's no coming back from that. So I give Katina kudos and respect on that she kept her head, number one. Number two, got back to the house and he started, she was like, that's an old app. When she said that's an old app, I don't even have the profile anymore. As a real human being, a real adult, he'd have let that shit go. You know what? Okay, because I know I got a million apps on my phone, and out of the million apps that I got, there's probably like 6 or 7 that I use on a regular, and the rest are just in the dust over there. So whatever, I could still have Tinder on my phone for all I care. I'm done.
I think in real life that would have been an argument between a real couple. We're married, and you have a dating app on you're
married phone. A couple of weeks. It probably would have, but that's also, like I said, it's not something that you can't prove in the moment.
So here's what I'm thinking. I don't even think it was that he thought she was using it. It's the fact that you still have it. So this is what he said, but because he's a terrible communicator and not the brightest bulb, he said, when I did this show or when I decided, I deleted all that off my phone. So these are the things that are getting lost in the conversation.
What? Because he's been using it probably recently. He probably used it in the last 3 months.
You think he's
using it too?
Right.
If she's using it in 2 years,
it doesn't mean she should. Again, it's not a traditional marriage. It's different if I was dating you. Like in the real world, if I dated you for 3, 4, 5 years and we got married, and then all of a sudden my phone's on the table and you're perusing through it and you see Match or Tinder or whatever on my phone. You just married this motherfucker 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago, 30 days ago. And you're too busy going through all this rigmarole with Married at First Sight. You think they're sitting there on their phone trying to delete stuff. Just because he did it doesn't mean that she needs to do it. I don't like that shit. When people do that shit, oh, I did this, I took this off my phone, or I act this way. So that's you. I'm me. I do me.
She gave him her phone. That alone. That alone. If I give you my phone,
that's
whatever's in there,
the ultimate trust fall.
That's the ultimate trust. So if he can't
go.
take that and go,
nothing to hide.
Well, when's the last time you used it? Oh, I haven't used it in 2 years. Oh, okay. Well, I'll just delete it for you. Okay, done.
So when Katina was like, I didn't do nothing, I was just like, girl, she has to do the ultimate confrontation with him. Like, she's got to let him know, like, listen, I was trying to play nice the first 30 days, but she said the real Katina we need the real Katina to step forward.
Yeah.
To please stand up. Please stand up.
Like I always say to all the classic snoopers out there, because I've had motherfuckers snoop on me too, on my emails, on my phone and shit. I always say, if you get to the point where you feel the need that you have to snoop, then I'm sorry. Don't be mad if you find some shit that you don't need to be seeing. Period. Right. Story. And if he was a real hardcore snooper and he was all up in her phone and he saw the app, why didn't you open it? Because if she still had a profile on there, the profile would have opened up. If she didn't, all he had to do was put the finger on the application, and it would have pulled up. It would have said, log in, or please enter your, whatever, create a new account.
But this is going to be their entire relationship. This is going to be their entire relationship. They're going
to last.
He going to find something. That's the point.
He's going to find something. Say yes.
It doesn't matter what it is.
I don't think
he needs somebody else.
Yes, on decision day. I think she's going to. I hope and pray, if this continues, I hope and pray that on decision day, he's just buying her time, and on decision day, she rocks his world and he's all crying. I hope he's crying.
If anyone says no, it's going to be
married, and I hope she's like, yeah, I'm out.
If anyone says no, it's going to be him. I'm trusting. He's so cocky.
No, I don't think he's going to say no. I think that's why he's so cocky, that he's going to be so cocky and confident that there ain't no way she's going to say no. Of course she's going to say yes. It all's going to depend on who goes first. Mm-hmm. I think if he goes first, he's going to say yes, because he's going to be so cocky with his machismo that he's going to know she's going to say yes. And I pray to baby black Jesus in the heavens above that her ass says, nah, bitch, I'm out. Bye. See you, boo.
She's definitely saying yes, and he's definitely saying yes. They are staying married. I'm betting everything on that. Why? You know why I'm betting everything on that? Because they're young and stupid. Because they think when you're that young and you feel that, that strong attraction, and you feel like you can work through most everything. Experience. So I'm just saying, I don't see them making the mature decision to say, we're just not compatible for each other, because they really think that they are. It's these other minor things that they've had problems with. Because in the first few weeks, I liked Olajuwan. I did not dislike him until he started talking to her so badly. It's like with no respect at all for her. And I just really hope that she really demands next week. Like, look, watch your tone and who you think you're talking. I hope that.
I don't think she's gonna do it. And I must say, you know me since day one. Olajuwan has been on my shit list, and each week I can't stand him, and I'm at the point where I'm willing to give up Married at First Sight. I just can't do it anymore with these people.
Wow,
mad. All right, let's move on from this. I knew they were going to take a minute. What about who you want to do, Tracy? Who next?
Lindsey and Mark are going to take up a chunk. So do you want to go with them, or you want to just quickly slide past Noy and Steve real quick?
Exactly. We always do Noy and Steve as kind of like those two. Yeah.
As an aside, right?
What do you think? What do y'all think?
About Noy and Steve?
Noy and Steve.
So I struggle with her, and I struggle with him because I want to support him in this free non-work lifestyle but I'm like, are you independently semi-wealthy? That's what we need to know, because that's the missing part of the puzzle. If you have money banked, I work in sales, so I know you can make bank in sales, you know what I mean? So I have a experience in that. But if he's not working and he's just cleaning up after sushi and making meals, like that's not gonna be enough, because she doesn't like it. She wants to be taken care of, and he's not affording her that. He wants to be out on the lake someplace, up in a mountain. She don't even like nature. So they want to be like they're the perfect couple of the group, but they have a lot of challenges to overcome.
I think you have some good points about like Steve and him needing to tell her what their financial future is going to be like. And I just thought of something as you were talking, that if he was, let me ask you all a question. If you're independently wealthy and you have a lot of money and you just get married to somebody and they don't know your whole situation, but they're like, oh, I'm like, just like she is, Noi, would you be showing her your bank statement, or you would? No, you wouldn't be, because I feel like that's part of the plan. I'm like, if you're telling me that you can afford X, Y, and Z, then just show me your bank statement. Let me see that. No,
I think what his problem is that instead of reassuring her that don't worry, I got us, it's okay, you won't have to worry about that. But he almost seems like, well, I don't really have to get a job, and it feels that way to me, of like, now his energy is kind of like, well, then I'll just start cleaning. I'll just clean less.
He's not quite sure. His energy is that he don't quite know.
But if he was like, energy, we're good, and she's like, yeah, but we're good, babe. Oh, okay. You know what I mean? But he has that kind of, yeah, but I'm trying to do this, and it'll be fine, and I can always get a job, and I'm independent, and I can do. He has that kind of weird vibe to him. You know what I mean? He doesn't have a very like, don't worry, I got you, because that's her number one thing is, do I have money for my family?
And I feel like that's a simple question, and just answer it. It's one thing that she's concerned about that will put her at ease. Answer the question.
But is it going to put her at ease? If she would have asked him about the money situation and he said, we're good, then I can guarantee you the next thing out her mouth is she's going to want to see bank statements. She's going to want proof. She's not going to be okay with him just saying we're good. Here's my take on this. Again, you married a stranger. I feel like I shouldn't have to give up all of my personal finances to somebody that I've only been married to for 30 days. But then again, I signed up for this. So kind of give and take. But with Noi, she's obsessing over it to the point where I'm like, I come from a place of, boo-boo, if it ain't affecting you, if it's not personally affecting your life at this minute financially, then shut the fuck up.
Right.
If you're able to pay your bills, you're doing okay. You paying your bills, you're living in that free ass apartment, saving up some money or doing whatever it is that you're doing over there. If it's not affecting your life right now, then shut your fucking mouth and just enjoy your fucking husband. Now, when decision day comes and you guys decide you're going to stay together, then when you walk out of that room and decide to start your life minus cameras and everything, then you guys can sit down, and then at that moment she should say to him, we got to talk about money and you need to let me know what's going on or what your plan is. Or if you want to sit at home or if you want to freelance, then you need to show me that we're not going to struggle. But again, Noi's young. Because I'm sorry, I think everybody in America Googled him. It ain't that hard to do. Just go on Google and Google Steve Moy or Noy, whatever his last name is. Trust me, that's why I said that brother is independently wealthy because he created several applications that he sold, and he's done some freelance work for some very big high-tech companies in Massachusetts. He good. That's why when she brings it up, you see, pay attention to his body language. If he was stressed, he would show it. Whenever she brings it up, this is his face. His face, whenever she brings it up, he's just like.
He's tired of her. That's what, not tired of her, but tired of her asking. Like, he's just like, can you just chill out? Because he don't want everybody on TV knowing his business.
Thank you.
And that's why he's not, that's why he's skating around it. Do you see what I'm saying? Stressed. So he's like, and he said to her one day, which is the closest he came to like really, he was like, have you suffered so far in the relationship because I haven't had a job? And she was like, well, no, I think she's a little jealous. And that she got to work. And homeboy is chilling.
Listen to me. Did you peep the boat ride, the anniversary gift that he got her? Did you peep when he had that bag? I'm not big on designer stuff. I'd rather spend my money on a boatload of other shit than fucking Gucci and Louis and all that bullshit. But I know a bag's in box when I sees it. And that bag was not some old Target Walmart bag. And she pulled that box out. That was straight Gucci. He bought that dog a Gucci ass coat and her the matching Gucci ass straw. I saw them words as plain as day. Play it back and I didn't. That box said Gucci. I saw that shit upside down and I was like,
but did you see her face when she opened the dog gift first and she was pissed that it wasn't for her?
Thank you.
All that fussing that she did. Oh, the dog got to be in the bed with us, this and that. He finally warmed up to the dog and now she's like, where's my gift?
Yeah. Oh, it's for sushi. And she didn't even acknowledge the fact that it was Gucci. You buy my cat, you buy Shayna the Wonder Cat a Gucci cover on. I'm sucking your dick. Just saying.
Look, and Steve is straight. The bottom line is Steve is straight, but he's just not. He's not coming out there. I'm gonna tell you how you know when somebody got money. I'm gonna tell you how I knew Steve had money, even though he's not saying it and he's not reinforcing it to her. When they had the family dinner, that's like maybe second episode, when he had the family dinner with his family, and they all looked raggedy as hell, especially the brother with the yellow hair. I was like, oh, they got money.
You know
they all have money. Because
Mm-hmm.
only wealthy people go around looking like that.
Thank you. Hell, look at Jay-Z.
But there's been a lot of people that look like them on the show, and they I don't know.
No, it's a combination of stuff because it's their demeanor and how they are dressed. I'm like, oh, daddy got money. Probably mama got some money. The brothers don't look like they work either. Maybe the one that's married works, but that other tall, big one, no.
And also, you have to understand, remember, this is a TV show. They got to come up with something that's going to be, because Stephen Noy seems
their storyline.
There's got to be something in there that has some tension to, and that's the only thing besides her walking out that first time, and she hasn't done it since. That's the only main real thing that has been like a bone of contention. So they just play that up as much as possible. But we're all like, well, Stephen Noy, they're going, they're happy, they like each other, they love each other, they love okay, that's enough of that.
Okay.
Let's talk about
Jasmina.
Well, we know they're gonna last. Let's just call a spade a spade. We know they're last. Yes, they're gonna be good.
Jasmina and Michael.
Man, I don't watch
Lord.
Tracy.
I don't know.
We can use first go on each one.
I low-key feel like she's just Queen Gaslight. Like, I don't know what to do with Jasmina. She's such a beautiful woman, and we can't I don't even want to dwell on looks because that's not what this is about. It's about relationships. And I feel like despite Michael being a little bit of a fibber about his roommate, which was really the only faux pas that I recall.
Weeks ago. Yes. Right.
She will not let this man love her. And then when he's trying to speak to her, last week when they start, Dr. Viv was like, "Oh, do the journaling." She was like, "I ain't journaling." I'm like, "Girl, just write the little stuff down with the man. Like, why can't you do this?" And he's like, "I'm doing it for us." And she's like, "Yeah, well, you need it. I don't need it." She's so defensive. She is wound up so tight. And then every time she's with him, she pretends she's trying. As soon as she gets away from him and she's with the girls or given an opportunity to speak on her marriage, she's like, "Yeah, this ain't for me. This ain't for me."
She is not attracted to him at all. I think that's what it boils down to. Go ahead, Tanya.
All I got to say about them two is mad respect to him this week, because he really did the damn thing for that month anniversary. He pulled out all the stops for her, and I think she appreciated.
And she don't deserve it.
Right, she don't deserve it. Like,
she appreciated it.
I was looking at that like,
she don't deserve it.
I wish somebody would buy me a platter of donuts, or a platter of fruit, or
and here the little fresh fruit.
I'm like, come on.
But did you peep what she said too? Did you peep what she said too? That's how I would do it. Yeah. That's how I like it, because that's how I would do it. I'm like, you know what? Can't you just give the brother his? Oh God, I can't stand that woman.
Yeah, just give him his due. Yeah, I don't think that they're gonna make it. I don't think they're gonna say yes on.
I don't think anybody thinks that one. I mean, that's just
no.
Katina.
No. He's gonna say yes. She's gonna say no.
But I don't know that though. I don't know that though, because when he was talking to his brother, I think that was his brother on the episode. He said he was going to go all out and do whatever. But if he doesn't see anything changing, he's done.
He really wants it though. He really
I know, but
wants
I think he's doing the most, which as he should. And I commend him for that. But I think now he's going to sit back and just watch and see what she does. I mean, there's only so much you can do for a person, and they're not reciprocating.
Now, the man's perspective, remember, men like bitches.
Yep.
Men like chasing. Men like trying to change. Try to. I'm gonna get her. What do I have to do? I'm gonna get her. I'm gonna get her. So I just think that motor in him is enough. She's just giving him just enough for him to go, okay, all right, well, we're getting somewhere. I'm making progress, even though it's like a 26-mile marathon. He's like, well, I'm gonna give you a mile. Okay, I ran a mile. All right, you ran a mile.
And she wants to. What's ironic is, do you remember when they did the yoga? They did the aerial yoga, and Jasmina said to one of the other girls, I think it was Lindsey, she's like, "Don't you miss being chased? Don't you?" She kept saying it. So he's chasing. I'm like, oh, you
didn't even catch that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
but she's going about it in such an awful way.
Because she don't want to be chased by him. That's what it is. She don't want to be chased by him. He don't do anything. She won't even be affectionate with him. She won't even touch him.
When she left the apartment to go be with the dog, I was like, oh, she don't like him at all. Like, bump the dog. Somebody take care of. This is my man. Like,
but again,
this is my husband.
Yeah, but like it was
my husband.
In the last couple of episodes, she's never dated a man from the same city. She's always had long distance.
Stop the sentence. She's never dated a man. Stop the sentence.
She says,
never dated nobody.
I'm used to being chased. Of course you are. Because when you're dating a man that lives in a whole nother state, of course he's going to chase you, because he doesn't see you every day, or you guys just FaceTime or whatever you guys do.
Him calling? Is he coming every weekend? I don't know. My thing with that whole date. First of all, the thought he put into it, because it wasn't extravagant. It wasn't extravagant. It was extremely personal. You know, he thought about like, things are not going well, but this one day we felt like some euphoria for each other. Let me mimic that day and say our vows. And did you listen to her vows that she said to him? She didn't do any of that.
Nope.
Not one thing. None of that. When she said, I will promise I will listen to you, she basically said, I will promise not to gaslight you, and then just went in and did everything.
But she's still doing it.
She's awful.
And he's not, I think it's getting to him that she is not into him. I think he understands and feels it. He doesn't think it's his looks or anything. I think he just believes that it's just him, his whole being that she doesn't like. So I wonder if he'll get to decision day and say no. I think that he will get to decision day and want it. But I think deep down he knows that he should say no, because she's not going
She don't want him. She don't want him.
But having a conversation with her is like, it will make you think you're crazy. I'm like, he's being so cool about this. And when they talk to each other, she's like, but what I had,
Tracy,
like, no, that's not what you
watch
said
your,
at all,
watch your
girl.
tone, Tracy. Watch your tone, Tracy.
Am I getting aggressive?
Exactly. Yeah.
It's like, yo, she's off the chain. I'm like, how are you with people's toddlers though? I just don't picture that person as my child's toddler teacher.
She's the mean toddler teacher. She's probably the mean toddler teacher.
Yeah.
There's always one.
Time out. You're in timeout.
I just walked
her personality and her demeanor just literally wiped away all of the good looks that I thought she had when I first saw her on the screen. I thought she was flawless, gorgeous, beautiful. Now she's just an ugly old girl to me.
It's a pendulum though. And if you notice, she uses sarcasm and jokes a lot. She's very hurt. She's a very hurt young lady.
As
so
they all are.
she's happiest when she's horsing around. When it's time to be serious, she cannot handle it.
Yeah.
She can't handle it.
Yeah. And I get that she's, that she had a tougher, you know what? I think it is some kind of pain due to her upbringing or whatever. I'm not even going to try and change it. I was like, people use that as an excuse, but you could clearly tell that there's something about her that is kind of broken. And maybe she doesn't believe she deserves the kind of love that Michael's trying to give her. Because, I don't think you could really fault him other than that time, which is infuriating because it was the dumbest thing ever not to tell him about that roommate. But other than that, what have we ever seen him do negatively?
Mm-hmm.
Nothing.
Right.
And he apologized. So can we move on from that? Stop bringing that up already. It's like, if that's the only thing that you can bring up that's negative, then you good, boo-boo.
If you compare it to what Mark could say about Lindsey.
Hold on, guys. I gotta get a battery. Hold on 1 second. Sorry. I'm about to.
Well, you know what I'm saying? Go ahead. To what Mark could say about Lindsey, he could be like, "Oh, where do you want me to start? You want me to start with this week, or do you want to start today?"
The best part of that was, girl, with the whole petting him like a dog. I can't stand that. I'm not a touchy-feely person anyway. So that every time she does that, every time she leans and reaches to grab or touch him, I'm just like, just leave the man be. But before we get on them, how awesome. Alyssa's head must have exploded when Chris came on the scene.
I know. I think they're purposely putting him in, because I don't think they're ever going to bring her back. That was cool.
Oh, honey, I was on the floor when I saw him show up to that little plant place. Right? Wasn't it on the after show or something when she said that he was instant messaging the other chick? Who?
with Alyssa. Remember that Mark was.
Oh yeah, Mark.
Mark was DMing with her. Yeah,
Alyssa.
I would have.
But Lindsey's up on the roof with Olajuwan.
She what? She what?
Lindsey's on the
Lindsey
roof.
be up on the roof with Olajuwan.
Oh, I thought you said something else. I'm like, wait, what?
No, I mean, so everyone has their little secret enclave.
But I would like to know because he was just with Chris, and he's like, I really like Chris. We're the only ones that connected, blah, blah, blah. And that would be messed up if something Alyssa. That's dirty. Not that anybody would want.
He doesn't need to be talking to Alyssa. That is so unnecessary.
It is. So I would hope there's some kind of story to it. But anyway. All right. So we're done.
All I'm gonna say is I take what Lindsey says with a grain of salt, because Lindsey seems like a classic exaggerator, straight up liar, and everything.
Talk about broken.
Yeah, I think with regard to Mark sliding into her DMs, I think maybe, because Mark doesn't strike me as that type of person to do that. I think that maybe Alyssa, because that strikes me as Alyssa, to go up on everybody's Instagram or whatever.
Oh yeah.
And reach out to them and be like, hey, what's up? Let's get together, what have you. And I'm pretty sure that she might have, reached out to Mark and he might have responded, but I don't think he was reaching out to her just because. No.
I doubt it.
All right. Well, what about last night, Lindsey and Mark? We can jump off into that now.
God, she's the worst.
Oh, let me get my
time.
That
was a nice little thing he planned.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, the retreat. That outdoor retreat was very beautiful. I that was thoughtful.
I will have to say this, okay? We're here in New England, Massachusetts, and Rhode Island, and I got to get out more. That's all I got to say, because they give them gondola rides now. And
are you sure it's not gondola?
A gondola. Excuse me. They're giving gondola.
It's not gondola. It's gondola.
It's gondola.
He said gondola, and then she corrected him and said gondola, and I'm surprised the gondolier didn't say, "Hey, motherfuckers."
No, he did. He told them what it was, and he said gondola's gondola ain't a ride. Like he referenced gondola.
Yeah.
But Tony, you know what that is, right?
That wasn't Boston. Was that Providence?
Yes.
I had to say that couldn't have been Boston, because ain't nobody doing no gondola rides on that dirty ass cesspool of a water called the Charles River. Ugh. You couldn't pay me to put on a wetsuit and get in a gondola on the Charles River. So yes, that was very nice, and I like that. And I think I don't like boats, but I don't know. Maybe one day I'll do a gondola ride.
Yeah. Well, at night they do the water fire, so we got to do a water fire one with the fires going.
They light them up as they go. It's just like a whole event thing. They have shows and sell stuff, blah 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 blah, like a little festival.
Okay.
So
I like that place where Mark took Lindsey. I thought that was kind of cute.
Now, where was that? Did anybody know?
I'm assuming that had to be up north. Girl, you know that was
probably
They went everywhere, because the gym shop that he went to with Chris was in Worcester. So they all over Massachusetts. They're in New England. Yeah, they're all over. So that could have been
that gym shop that was in Worcester?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
Because I'm like, I need to go there. I love it.
I ain't driving all the way to Worcester. No.
Oh, I didn't know that. But yeah, he I really liked it. I was trying to figure out where it was. So, but you go ahead, Tanya. You was talking.
I mean, Chris touched upon it earlier, and I said I'm not a touchy-feely person like that. So that whole petting on his back, and he, when they were at the dinner, and she kept rubbing on his face and his head, and he's like, can you stop?
He recoils. He recoils. Yeah. That's the word for it.
And she don't care.
No.
She don't. Does she not get clues, or she just don't care?
Both.
I just don't think
she's like, I'm gonna do. Oh, he likes
drunk. She's drunk.
He has no filter.
So she's just pawing all over.
I did like the fact that Mark was honest though when he told Chris, he's like, I'm not in love with her. But I commend him.
Solidified for me what you said last week, Chris, that he's basically just riding it out. He's just going to be polite.
Yeah. But that's his personality. That's his personality. Is I'm just going to ride this ride until it ends. And instead of causing a he hates conflict.
Yeah.
Mark cannot take conflict, which means he's with the worst possible partner.
No, honestly, I think Mark could take conflict. It's just conflict with her.
Okay.
Anything with her. I mean, I think she's a crocodile trying to grab the tail of the crocodile once again.
Her daddy said it.
That's what I'm saying. She's just such a hard, doesn't get clues, doesn't give a shit, does what she wants, and is drunk. Mm-hmm. How do you deal with someone like that who's touching you and he says, please don't do that. Someone else in the group said, you can see that he doesn't like that. She's like, yeah, whatever.
Jasmina said it.
Whatever. I was like, oh God, imagine living with that.
Told her, he's like, I'm not a child, I am a man. When a man has to tell you that, that's problematic.
Yeah.
Did you guys notice something I found to be like quintessentially New England when they were driving up to whatever that resort was, a retreat they were going to, and so she's like messing with the radio when he really was getting on her. She was really getting on his nerve. He was like, "I'll break your fingers." I was like, "Yes, okay, Mark." And it was, to me, that was
and
like
she kind of liked
Boston.
That though. But
she liked
that
Boston.
But again, fall the fuck back, bitch. Because here's the thing: he's surprising you. Oh. He says to you, "I've got a nice weekend planned for us."
Where are we going?
And you get in the car, and you're every 5 minutes. Where are we going? Where are we going? What's the place? Where we're going? And then he clearly had the map quest on. That's what she kept touching, was the screen, because she wanted to pull the map quest up as to where they were going. And he was getting frustrated by that, where he was like, can't you just stop touching that. And I'm just like, seriously, bitch? Just sit your ass in the car, get your little coffee, your iced coffee or whatever it is. Your
white Russian.
White Russians, whatever. Sit there, get banged the fuck up in the passenger seat, and let the man drive you to wherever the hell you're going. She's just annoying, and even the little thing. And you know me, I love to cook. So what really annoyed me the most was when they were making the pizza. I know it's the little things, but
when she was
screaming at the TV.
Under the dough.
Yes, and he's like making the dough. He makes the pizza, and he's trying to get it onto the pizza board to put it in the oven. And she's just like, hey, she kept jabbing it with the thing, and it crumples up the whole pizza. I would have taken that pizza board, and I would have been like, I felt right upside her head. That bitch would have been knocked the fuck out.
My nerve ends were tingling.
And what did she do for him for the anniversary? Anything?
Nothing. Not a goddamn.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Did any
of the women do anything for the men?
Except Katina. Katina did it for Olajuwan.
Katina, she did movie night.
Yeah, Katina was the only one that did anything, and the rest was all on the guys.
Katina planned the
gondola.
Katina was the only one that did everything. The rest was all the guys doing all that.
The rest were all the guys, yeah.
Yep.
So then you gotta think to yourself, the producers
being the dude.
The producers be knowing. So this is stuff that they plan, just like at the dinner. So things blew up at the dinner because of the questions that they started asking, like, "Oh, well, do you guys think on this?" Like they're poking, and this is how things. Some people know to just peel back, and you know what? I'm not even gonna say. Jasmina doesn't say half the craziness in front of Michael that she wants to say, but when it's just her and the girl, she says crazy stuff. So a lot of it is like it's these the producers they're working there.
I feel like even like that dinner and the question coming up, I feel like that is probably in the contract. I was talking about it.
You gotta say certain things. They prompt you,
and these are the questions
the pot a little bit.
Talk about or whatever, because they know judging from what the past weeks were saying, how it would go. So what question would be a trigger for a good amount of them? And then stupid, but his whole setup was, just absolutely wrong. But basically, I see that with the producers, and that's why I feel this season and the last season, they're pushing it too much. We're trying to go for drama instead of a good damn story. And we've seen some good stories. Why are you just giving us broken people and putting them together as couples? They're not, somebody got to be fixed, and all of them are just a little broken, in my opinion. To the point, it's just uncomfortable sometimes.
Right. And it's all over the internet. I mean, just on Twitter. I mean, I put that post that I was done. This probably will be my last season watching Married at First Sight. And a lot of people are in agreement. It's not just me. I mean, I like to see these couples succeed. I initially started watching it because I was like, okay, I want to see, if these, I mean, I thought that was a weird concept, Married at First Sight, like who marries a complete stranger? But I'm like, okay, I get it. And I want to see these people succeed. Yes, of course, with any type of show, there's going to be some drama. It is what it is. But this is it has just gotten progressively worse. And it's just not comfortable for me. It's painful. Let me just say that. When it's come on like Thursday, I always watch it first thing Thursday morning, and it's painful for me to watch now. I just don't care to watch it anymore, to be honest with you.
So what do you guys think about this? Don't you think it would make more sense to bring back successful couples from prior seasons? I'm like, why won't they do that?
Well, they do in other shows.
Okay, because I haven't seen that. And like I said, I don't really watch. So I'm like, even on the after party, like I love Keisha Knight Pulliam as hostess. And I'm like, they brought in Bald and Beautiful, the podcast.
Yeah.
That's great. But I would love to see like Jaff T and his wife, who seem to have weathered, the storm and stayed together and had two children. And right. But I'm just like, it just seems like they need some role models. I just don't feel like the support
on
is
the
there.
show. I'm sorry, I missed that.
Like alumni from you're right. I think that wouldn't be a bad idea. Like we've been through it.
Like have them do one-on-ones, like couple, like double date dinners with them.
But that'd be better than than Pass the Cow and all
experts.
Those. Viviana, exactly. You're right. Yep. You're right, Tracy.
I agree with you, especially in cities that they've been to more than once. Like Boston, this is the second time. Why not Jaff T and his wife? I agree. Or even
it makes me wonder, do they want them to really be successful? Is that good for ratings to see them all be happy?
But I would think it would be, though. Even though we do talk about the drama,
would think it would be.
I would want them all to succeed. Like, yeah.
I don't expect everyone, so that's fine. But it seems like as the seasons have gone on, the last 3 to 4 seasons, they get worse each and every time. It's like more toxic, more combative. I mean, they don't match up. So I would like to.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I just don't know anymore, to be honest with you. I mean, I think
changing it up like that would be interesting.
Yeah,
and have their own mentors. Those people aren't doing a whole lot. They can go and take some time off and get that check.
Like I honestly think that they did Alyssa like that. They purposely gave her Chris because they knew it was gonna set her out. Like, there's no way you could tell me. They're like, oh, I'm paying. No, they knew she wasn't gonna like that. They had to know. And I think that they kind of.
I know. I agree with you. I find it hard to believe that you could not tell how much of a narcissist she was if you was doing a true interview and psychological evaluations. Okay, evaluations.
Well, the new tea that came out, I saw on the internet on one of the Married at First Sight Facebook pages, was that people apply obviously, but they don't. Those people they don't usually pick. They recruit. They heavily recruit. They go to the cities and they look at who influencers are and you know in certain areas, and they have people like producers or what have you recruit them,
reaching out. Okay, all right.
So again, this is probably why it's progressively getting worse, because you've got a person like a Jasmina and a Katina and a Alyssa and whoever. I don't know about Lindsey though, because I don't know who the fuck would recruit her for anything.
I want to know who these big fish are and where. Who are these big fish that she used to date? That's what I want to know. And how come they didn't lock it down? Why didn't they lock it down if she was?
Okay.
I know we've gone over. We have gone over.
Yeah, we've gone over.
Thank you, Tracy. Thank you for joining.
Thank you for having me, guys.
Big up, Tracy.
Until next week, y'all. Stay dope.